specialist machine. Only 6 built, in fact. Largely because of that, it's a single roll aircraft, this one. It was designed by Edgar Percival mainly to enter and win the King's Cup Air Race. It was derived from his Gull design, the earlier design. What's all the more remarkable is, even with full tanks, this little aircraft only has a range of about 800 miles. So Alec Henshaw was literally flying from refueling point to refueling point, all the way down across Europe and down into Africa. And some of them, of course, were just little out-of-the-way strips in the middle of nowhere, so his navigation had to be incredibly accurate. So the pilot can keep his eyes on the runway, because once he gets into landing attitude, the nose comes up, it being a tailwheel aircraft, of course. You can't actually see a thing in front of you. You're looking down two little tunnels on either side of the nose, about 45 degrees.
Chastise, the Dambusters raid, is the one that everybody can relate to. And the spirits and commitments of those young men from the dark days of the Second World War is honoured and commemorated every time the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight Lancaster takes to the skies. Ladies and gentlemen, lest we forget. Established in 1957. This particular Lancaster joined the flight in 1973, having been built in 1948, too late to see combat. And from the United Kingdom, the Westland Lysander. This is the Lysander, much later design, the one built by Westland Aircraft in '36, designed of course by Teddy Petter, in the Second Gulf War. Shown not to be up to task. PO2 showing its remarkable slow speed manoeuvrability, particularly into wind. PO2, best known as the balance of the famous Soviet squadron right, which is made up entirely of female pilots and ground crews. Their role was really to harass the Germans on the Eastern Front, and they very used to shoot fear into the hearts and minds of the German troops in the trenches. full of the Mercury engine up front on the Lysander, and that very peculiar wing in platform there against the blue sky. Almost prehistoric and insect-like. I know I always say that when the Lysander flies, but there is no better description, I don't think.
Rather like the maximum speed is 104 knots. Little aircraft above you, it's 130 horsepower, so over half. People actually FaceTime.
795 shooters were built.
The reason why it's been extended into that is to give us the ability to fly very light aircraft, particularly in these strong winds, particularly when it's crossed the main runway. So yeah, they're obviously hitting them up there with the First World Warers. DH-60 Moth, famous of course as the aircraft that really was designed from the outset to be affordable all flying for the man in the street. 60X Cirrus Moth, 60G, DH-51 there, the giant moth as it's sometimes referred to, which is the aircraft that really started it all.
The DH-51 Miss Kenya has been based here at Old Warden since 1973, and it's the oldest surviving example of the Havilland aircraft that is still airworthy and in existence.
Back to 1924, only 3 of those were built. Of course.
Might have wondered what happened to the chipmunk took over the fast. The 16 let's fly in.
Wanted to bring flight to the masses, produce light aircraft people could afford to fly. The DH-51, with its big World War I V8, is far too expensive to operate. That was why they started producing the 4-cylinder engines. And understand the whole ethos behind the use of the Moths is much smaller than the DH-51 in the front, offering the ethos.
One or two improvements on the Tiger Moth.
So to get the Tiger Moth, what they did was they moved the top wing forward, which meant to keep the centre of lift and the centre of gravity in the same place and to sweep the wings. Now, the trouble is that meant that the bottom, the tips of the bottom wing could drag along the ground very easily, so they had to give bottom wing some dihedral, and that's how you get that famous shape in the back of this fortune formation.
The second aircraft in that flight mask, the white Biplane, that's Whiskey Delta, the first aircraft that the AS said can actually join the society here today. It does have many benefits: reduced entry to airshow through the display season, more money use less so we can keep the collection in flying condition, and also allowing the trustees of the collection to add to the aircraft that we have here. The ethos very much about keeping the spirit of yesteryear's aviation by way of lasting thanks to the SBAS for providing the funds for that gates to be purchased.
one of those aircraft. If you see, have a good look at the rudder, because if it's got a squared off rudder, then it's the prototype of the Kite. And the one with a rounded rudder is a production series aircraft. So two quite rare gliders here. First cast off. Kite, interestingly, actually had a role in the Second World War. And one of the things we were worried about was the fact that the Germans had extensively used gliders in their operations into Holland and the Low Countries. And we weren't certain whether or not our radar system, the chain-home low system that became so vital during the Battle of Britain, would actually pick up German glider formations, because of wooden airframes, so we didn't know if there was sufficient mass, if you like, in the airframe to bounce the signal off to get a return. And so one of the things that the Kirby kites were used for was towing up and down the coast of England and getting radar systems, radar stations along the coast to look at them to see whether or not they could actually see them, which they could, fortunately. Fred Slingsby built the kites, prototype in 1935, first flew in August of that year, over a 7-year period. We're told that it's a delight to fly, as indeed are all kite sailplanes, but the production prototype actually flies a little bit slower than the production models because it has a slightly lighter fuselage, and due to the way that it was reconstructed, it means that it does fly just a little bit slower than the production models. The prototype doesn't have any spoilers or air brakes either, so landings can be quite interesting in the Kite prototype. Of course, the Versailles Treaty at the end of the First World War meant the Germans were not able to build powered aircraft, or were forbidden from building powered aircraft. So they got very, very good at designing gliders. Comet, very similar wing, very, very, very efficient. Glide ratio of 21, which means it'll travel 21 metres forward for every one it comes down. And of course, through the back door, because of the way that Germany was producing gliders and using them for training in clubs around the country, a lot of the future Luftwaffe pilots would have got their first taste of flying, perfecting some of their early basic skills on gliders at these private clubs around Germany. They thought half a dozen people would turn up to this meeting in London. It turned out that 56 people made the effort to get to the meeting, and it was then decided that there was enough interest to actually form an official association to overseas. A very interesting aerial map, but also one that was capable of taking our gliders into the skies. Now, you might have forgotten that the Gloucester Gladiator took off a few minutes ago. If you did remember, you might be wondering where she'd gone. Well, she was off in a holding pattern waiting for her display slot, and here she is now. The RAF's last biplane flighter from 1937, the Gloucester Gladiator. Gladiators built. Gloucester Aircraft Company, designed by Henry Philip Holland. All the bits were there. It wasn't actually put together until a year later in 1938. Another example of a machine that by the outbreak of war was really obsolete and very quickly being replaced by monoplane fighters. area of operating this aircraft, which is incredibly difficult, is landing it. And that was beautifully done. So from the left. Touchdown in the second Hurricane. Frank, of course, these days will be tested. Specialised aircraft for air observation duty, something that was easy and cheap to operate, something that had good low speed handling characteristics, could take off from roughly prepared strips if necessary, get off the ground and get down again in the shortest possible space. Ladies and gentlemen, a silver streak with a miles journey to do. Interesting, the 65 Gemini came about because Miles needed an aircraft to get to fly, would you believe?
under 400 miles, about 1,300 or so examples of these trains were built.
1229. It was a bit of a culture shock for trainee pilots. They were stepping out of the Tiger Bomb, overcockpit biplane, into monoplane, closed-cockpit monoplane. This was supposed to be a halfway house. John Hurrell, Bob Morecambe, flying the Manchester thruster down, joined overhead, racing aircraft.
Another machine that you could look at and say, yes, that is definitely a product of the 1930s, dating from about 1935. Golf Papa, in fact, first flew in 1935.
The 130 horsepower Gypsy Major in the Magisters. This aircraft, 200 horsepower Gypsy 6. Gypsy 6 1F to be precise.
Closed circuit record, attaining an average speed of 192.83 miles an hour. And as I say, this particular aircraft holds that record to this day.
And all done on the original engine. That's the original Gypsy 6 it was fitted with.
And I know I've mentioned it before, but the Shuttleworth Veteran Aeroplane Society were responsible for the purchase and presentation to the collection of the Miles Hawk Speed 6. The aircraft joined us for the first time for the display season last year. Small lights of Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed, and also Airbus over in Toulouse and up in Chester in the UK.
Master intended to produce a very light trainer. I want to say cheap, believe it or not, brand new in 1935. This thing was approaching 1,895 cost per hour for cost. 7 shillings. Flying cost for an hour in a C3 was 1 shilling florins. And that is my kind of hourly arrangement for seating. Snug though it might be, it's more conducive to instruction. As I say, notably it was the handling characteristics of the Aerobatic C3 that made it so very, very popular as a training machine. Unfortunately, it proved difficult to repair, which meant that it wasn't used as extensively and successfully as it might have been, and therefore its combat career was comparatively brief and only saw frontline service for about 12 months or so. Structural weaknesses were one of the problems that proved difficult to deal with, and this led to a lot of downtime for the aircraft in between sorties, and it wasn't long before the triplane was replaced by a biplane, the ubiquitous Shuttleworth Carroll. Paul Stone flying the puck thruster down, touchdown.
Hadn't known that at the time, I doubt whether he would have been so enthusiastic in terms of his aerobatics. He survived to live another day. His name, of course, anonymous.
The point is that it had some effect on the airframe. The spar box had a winch, and the spar box with the bottom winch was so annoying that it had a very deleterious effect on different wood.
in 1930-31, based on the Dutch Koolhoven FK-41 monoplane, operated by Richard Shuttleworth, used as air taxis for leisure flights. This particular NFS, the distinctive orange and black livery. There are two very stubby tail booms that do stick out to the rear of the fuselage. The design was put forward so that the aircraft could be easily disassembled by one person in a glider like this behind a tug aircraft than it is to fly in formation. A lot of concentration needed by both pilots, but particularly the glider pilot, with a slope on the starboard wing to accentuate the movements of the aircraft. But she's put through her paces with a veritable aerial ballet.
material to build their aircraft, and there are a number of fatal crashes all around about 1912, 1911, 1912, and they all involved monoplanes, single-wing machines. And so the Air Ministry put a ban on machines built entirely by members of the Northern Aeroplane Workshops and delivered to the collection in October of 1997. You can see just what a modern looking and modern aeroplane in comparison to the Puck aircraft you saw earlier. And yet they were built in very, very small numbers and were really only supplied to squadrons in the Middle East, operating in Palestine, places like that. would armour a terrific fighter, which it did. But they shipped it off to the Middle East in case there were any unpleasantnesses or any accidents on them over the Western Front. Another example of a fine fighting machine. World's first strategic bomber, in fact, Avro 504. Now what you're looking at here is the first truly successful designs by two of Britain's greatest aircraft designers. A.V. Rowe, Alan Vernon Rowe, had been playing around with a variety of triplanes and had come up with a biplane Avro 500, which very quickly became the Avro 504, which was to remain in production from 1912 right the way through to the 1930s. It was to serve the Royal Air Force predominantly as a trainer during the First World War, as a bomber, night fighter, concept aircraft, and before 1918 actually referred to the Royal Aircraft Factory as the official place of official designs. Not the Royal Air Force. Deputy Allen was working there. He worked on the BBC, original DB2A. Named the Quirk by pilots, the E variant for some reason wasn't as popular with pilots as other Avro 504 very sensibly was withdrawn from frontline service very rapidly. The Germans started developing their fighter aircraft, both Fokker and Albatros of course, and that was relegated to the training role and to the coastal patrol role very rapidly. The B2Es, well B2A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H, Avro 504 Air, or the Lynx Avro. As I said, those were still in service as trainers with the Royal Air Force right into the 1930s. B2E you're watching here, built by the Vintage Aviation Limited, training in New Zealand. And from the graceful antics of the Avro 504 and the B2E, with their pulsating smoke, we welcome the Global All-Stars. Global Stars consisting of 4 aircraft, a pair of extra 300s and a pair of Cap 232s. Extra 300s built in Germany by Walter Extra GmbH, Cap 232, Avion's Audrey Cap in France. Both of them were designed from the outset as world-class competition aerobatic aircraft. That pulsating smoke rather than the continuous smoke, really accentuating the formation aerobatics of these 4 aircraft. Not sure if that's an automatic sequence or whether the pilot has to remember to gun the button to fire the smoke, which is something else to add to the concentration. Box formation. Aim of the team is to try and keep something in front of the track all the time. Cap 232s are in the lead rear position in the formation, the extra 300s forming the wingman. For professional pilots who operate a professional team and they
practice 2 or 3 times a day, almost every day over the year from Easter through to the end of October. I know because I used to live a quarter of a mile from the end of the runway that they were based on. They were a professional outfit. These guys are very professional in what they do, highly skilled and experienced pilots, but they come together, as Tim said, from this pool of pilots to make up the global All-Stars. They get together for displays such as this. The level of training and practice that they have is a world away from a professional formation team. Yet for my money, global All-Stars, they've got it nailed.
They're absolutely right, quite right too. Consider the team leader as a former British aerobatic champion and a man who's competed representing Britain for many years. That's Tom Cassels from Yorkshire in the lead Cap 232. So they've gone into step down formation with the rear aircraft rolling around them, maneuver they call Apache. Two Cap 232s and the extra 300s, all powered by the same engine, interestingly.
Front of display aerobatics and competition aerobatics as well for the last couple of decades or so.
Running in for a thing they call a rolling brake. Straight in towards each other. Rolling as they go. Cap 232 is taking centre stage for this part of the display. Aviation Cap have been producing remarkable aerobatic aircraft for many years. Most famous, of course, is 2-seat Cap 10B trainer, which is used extensively by the French Armed Forces. A very popular aerobatic training aircraft on the civil market. Cap 10 design, taken to its logical conclusion, made a single-seater, a shorter span, bigger ailerons, to produce a world-class aerobatic aircraft that you have here. As the extras roll in mirror formation, coming in on the B-axis. The seating range just saw there was the two extra 300s pull up in line abreast to perform simultaneous stall turns, and that is very, very difficult to do, to get them as synchronised as that. Rolling and braking. There we've got full V-string, which gives you that tremendous rate of roll with just the ailerons that he's using here.
400 degrees a second roll rate.
420.
270 in the Cap 232.
Now that is what we call a knife edge flick. You kick the rudder on, turn the aircraft sideways, push the stick all the way forward so it tumbles end over end over end. And that is a remarkably comfortable, although it doesn't look it actually is a remarkably comfortable aerobatic manoeuvre to do. Because you're sitting in the middle, G-forces are going around you. Here it goes again. As I said, nose all the way sideways, stick all the way forward, end over end over end. Doing those normal rolls as you call them, the vertical there, is just using the ailerons. Now it gives you about 380 degrees a second. But when you do this, you let the aircraft auto rotate, that's when you get 420. And it really is quite something.
Certainly true that when the extras were first displayed, first used in aerobatics.
Sorry, Zivco with the Zivco edge. Yeah, that almost vertical performance, a very lightweight, very big engine gives you. That's the team having fun. Meet them on the way out, I believe. It's very easy to split up a formation, but one of the hardest things to do is get back together again, particularly quickly. Unless you can see some huge split heads up behind the team. And that was time. Apache rolls with the dotty smack, as they call it.
It's a downplane.
We did give them the back, but
see formation aerobatics being performed by aircraft of the same type, but to see two different types of aerobatic machine being put through their paces in these close formations is really quite unusual.